Shalom, Haverim, and welcome back. It is me, Miss Jessica, and today we get to talk about deserts. I am so excited. So, deserts are primarily categorized, which just means you can tell it's a desert if they get less than 10 inches of rain in an entire year. That is probably how much we get just over the summer, if not more. So it's just less than 10 inches of rain a year, which means they're really dry. And this means that a lot of plants and animals that live in the desert have adapted or changed the way that they live in order to meet their needs with so little water. So the biggest hot desert is called the Sahara Desert, and it's all the way in Africa. So we're here in Gainesville, Florida, and you go all the way across this ocean, and there's the biggest desert. How huge, right? It covers over 12 whole countries. And then the biggest cold desert because guess what? A desert can be warm or cold. Because remember, you know it's a desert if it gets less than 10 inches of rain a year. So the biggest cold desert is Antarctica, all the way down here. So we're all the way up here in Gainesville, Florida, in the United States. And Antarctica is all the way down here. So remember, Antarctica is the biggest cold desert, and the biggest hot desert is the Sahara Desert, all the way over in Africa, this one over here. So we're going to be primarily talking just about warm deserts and all the different animals in them today. So while it's super fun that deserts can be cold, we're going to be working with the warmer desert animals and plants for today. So we are actually going to practice our alphabet and beginning sounds while we're going through these desert animal and plants. So we're going to start with this one. What does that look like to you guys? Is that a tortoise? It looks just like a turtle, but tortoises live on land. What beginning sound do you think this is? Tortoise. Good job. It's a T. Say it with me. Tortoise. Good job, friends. All right, let's see what's next. Ooh, this one's good. This we have in our alphabet every day, so let's see if you guys know it. Lizard. Lizard. Who knows what letter that is? What does it sound like? Lizard. That's an L. Good job, guys. Okay, let's see. Oh, this one makes a noise like it's a rattlesnake. So this little rattle on their tail makes noise, right? To warn their predators away or people that might hurt them or animals that might hurt them. And the rattle itself is actually made out of the same material as our fingernails. Isn't that so crazy? So you can look at your fingernails and know that is what the rattle on a rattlesnake is made out of. It's that same material. What beginning sound does this look like? We're going to look at it first, and then we're going to sound it out to get some help. Ready? So we're just looking at this first letter right there. Rattlesnake. It is an R. Kiss your smart brain if you got that. This one, I don't know how many of you will have seen something like this before. It is called a bighorn sheep. And all of the males or the men in the species use these little horns right here to fight and eat. They use their horns as tools for eating and fighting. This one is a mountain lion. Now, what kind of noise do you think this might make if it has the word lion in the title? Roar! Can you guys make that sound with me? Ready? Roar! So this is a mountain lion. And what sound do you think it starts with? Mountain lion. I'll give you a hint. Mouse. It is an M. Good job for my friends who got it. All right, this is a really cool plant, but you have to be careful with it. It's a cactus, and you see all these little spikes? Now, this kind of plant can live in the desert because it holds water in its leaves and bulbous areas. So you see how round this is? There's a lot of water in there, and sometimes they bloom these super pretty flowers. But you have to be careful, like I said, because these little spikes are actually needles that can poke you if you get too close or touch it. So you have to be careful with the cactus. That one starts with a C. Good job if you'd already gotten it. Okay, this one starts with the same letter as the last one, if you remember. Camel. And these guys are super cool because guess what? They can go 7 months without water. Months, not minutes or days. They can go 7 months without water. That is over half of a year. I just think that's amazing. Now, they do get water in some of the plants that they're eating. Say, if they were to eat a cactus or another kind of plant in the desert, that will be holding water that they'll eat and still be able to hydrate with, but they're not drinking water in that 7 months, and they can still survive. All right. This is our prairie dog. This is one of Miss Jessica's favorite desert animals because I just think it's super cute. Now let's sound it out together. Ready? Prairie dog. Good job. Let's see. What does that sound like? Penguin? It's a P. And these guys are omnivores. Now, does anyone remember what that means? I know we talked about it with our dinosaurs. They're omnivores. That means that are they eating plants and animals or just one of them? It means, good job if you remembered, that they're eating plants and animals. Now, they primarily eat plants, but will sometimes eat insects, which makes them carnivorous. Ooh, this is a good one. A coyote. We should recognize this one by now. Coyote. It's a C in the beginning letter, and they howl, kind of like wolves. So can you guys take a second and howl with me? Ready? Ow! Good job. All right, coyote. I know I've already said it, but who remembers after our howling? It was pretty exciting. What letter this starts with? Coyote. Good job. All right, let's see. We're getting there. This one is a scorpion. Scorpion. And it starts with the same letter as snake. Snake. It is an S. And they mostly eat insects. They have 8 legs, as you can see over here. And they have this little stinger in case anyone tries to hurt them. That's their defense mechanism. That's how they stay safe. All right, this is a road runner, which I just think has the silliest name. But let's say it together. Ready? Road runner. One more time. Road runner. Good job. And let's sound out that first sound. Road runner. That is an R. Good job, friends. And they actually eat rattlesnakes. Do you guys remember we talked about them because they have the same material in their rattles as we do our fingernails? So road runners eat rattlesnakes, and they both start with the letter R. I just think that's pretty cool. All right, this one is a type of spider. It's a tarantula, and they might look fuzzy, but these are actually really small needles that they have, just like the cactus, and they both use it for the same reason, to protect themselves. So like I said, this is a tarantula. Tarantula. Can you guys tell me what beginning sound this is? Tarantula. It's a T. And now let's just say it together to make sure we got it. tarantula. Good job, friends. And this is our last one. This is a jackrabbit. Jackrabbit. I'll give you a hint. It starts with the same letter as my first name, jackrabbit. And it's very similar to a bunny. I know it looks like one, but it has bigger ears and longer legs compared to a normal bunny. So these guys live in the desert, and it starts with the letter J. Can you guys say it with me? Jackrabbit. So who can remind me how you can tell something is a desert? Who remembers? It has something to do with how much rain it gets. It's going to get less than 10 inches of rain in an entire year, right? And our two biggest deserts, the biggest warm desert is the Sahara, and the biggest cold or polar desert is Antarctica. So next, we are going to do an activity together that I'm super excited about. So we are going to build our own cactus. So now, if you remember, let me try and find it really quick for us. This is what this cactus looks like, but they come in many different shapes. So I'm going to show you one of them with some Play-Doh that I have here. So all I'm going to be using is Play-Doh and toothpicks. So what I'm going to do first is open up my Play-Doh. And I didn't have any green Play-Doh, which is normally the color of cacti, but I'm going to use this fun purple color. So I'm going to start by trying to get it all out of the container. This is always one of the hardest parts. And then it just gets super fun from here. So now I have all my Play-Doh out, and I'm going to make a ball. Remember, we just roll it between our hands for our ball. Or you can roll it on the table just like that with the palm of your hand. And now what I'm going to do is separate it in half, just like that. And then take one half and separate that in half. Same thing. So now I'm going to take out my biggest ball, roll it again, and then put it on the table and roll it out like a snake. And then we'll stand it up, and I will make an arm really quick. Let's see. Oh, my arm's a little too big. Let's see. I might not need that other half of clay or of Play-Doh. So what I'm doing is just taking an arm and adding it on, just like that, because some cacti have this shape. And then, since I didn't end up needing my other Play-Doh, because I had plenty for this shape, I'm going to make one like our picture. So he's just kind of round, and then I'm going to make the bottom part skinnier, just like it is in the picture, and put him down on our table too. So now we have two cacti, but what are they missing? They can't defend themselves. We need to add their spines. So I'm going to take my toothpicks, and I'm going to cut them into smaller pieces. You can also break them, which I might try because mine just flew across the classroom. All right. So now we're just going to put in a bunch of spines so that our cacti can defend themselves just like a real cacti. So I'm going to put some in its arms, just like they would be in real life, on its main piece right here. There we go. Let's see. There we go. I think that one can be done. And then we'll just keep adding some to our smaller cacti, the round one. Because cacti come in many different shapes and sizes, right, friends? Now, if you don't have toothpicks, you can also use raw spaghetti noodles or pipe cleaners. Or you could use some paper and roll it up to put it in there. There are plenty of different options. So look, now we have our smaller cactus with its spines and our larger cactus. And this one has 2 arms. Now remember, Cacti wouldn't normally be purple, right? They're just going to be green in the desert. But they're really cool because they hold water in themselves so that they can stay hydrated with what little rain that they get. And I just think that is the coolest thing, that all of these plants and animals have changed the way that they live or adapted to the way that they live so that they can survive in this really dry area, because it's going to be dry if it hasn't gotten much rain, right? So it's a dry desert, even though it can be warm or cold. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you hopefully on Zoom. Have a great day. Bye.